Good morning. This is the daily Tanya portion for the 20th of Shevat for a simple year. Lots of success and parnasa to Arbel ben Mazal, and complete health and recovery. Refuah shlema lemazal bat Rachel, to complete health and recovery to Mazal bat Rachel. Imi morati, my mother, my teacher. So in this chapter 26, we are going to learn a very important advice about how to deal with our negative inclinations, with anything that is not according to kedusha. So there should be published. There's a big rule here. כמו שניצחון לנצח דבר גשמי, כגון שני אנשים מתאבקים זה עם זה, the same way that when you wish to become triumphant in a physical matter, like two people who fight each other, להפיל זה את זה, and they're trying to knock each other down, right? They're wrestling and they're trying to knock each other down, right? הנה, אם האחד הוא בעצות וכבדות, ינוצח בקל ויפול. If one of them is feeling laziness and heaviness, he will be beaten easily. גם אם הוא גיבור יותר מחברו, even if he is larger and stronger than his friend, he will be beaten easily. ככה ממש בניצחון היצר. That is the way it is in spirituality, in winning the battle against the inclination for separateness, the evil inclination we call the Yetzer Hara. You cannot win the Yetzer with laziness and heaviness. Laziness and heaviness are the symptoms of sadness. So we cannot win the battle against the Yetzer, right? Against the Yetzer Hara, right? If we're sad, if we're in sadness. V'timtum halev, sadness, and also the closing of the heart. The heart is enclosed. When you say your heart is closed, right? You hold your hands like this, right? And you're like, I need to put some distance between you, what's happening, right? That's a symptom of a closed heart, right? So a closed heart is heavy, a heavy heart, right? And that means we're experiencing some kind of sadness at that point, okay? כי אם בזריזות הנמשכת משמחה ופתיחת הלב וטהרתו מכל עדנות דאגה ועצב בעולם. How do you win the battle against the Yetzer Hara? Okay? With agility, quickness, right? Agility and quickness, right? Which are the symptoms of simcha, of being happy and jolly, and having an open heart that is pure and clear of any worry or sadness in the world, right? So how do I do this? How do I get this joy, right? That brings me to act with agility, with quickness, right? I can do things very quickly, very easily, no problem. How do I bring about this simcha, right? Well, what's the deal here, right? So the question is, and it's right here. It says, that the heart should be pure and clear of all worry and sadness in the world. Well, if we really think about it, we have to do our little bit of ishtadlus, right? Everything else is taken care of by Hashem. If that notion really sinks in, right, then the only thing I have to really take care of is what's on my schedule. What do I need to do? If someone asks me for something, if my heart is happy and it's light, then what do you need? I'll gladly help you. You need something, I'll gladly help you. No problem, right? ומה שכתוב בכל עצב יהיה מותר, but there's a pasuk that says, wait a minute, there's a pasuk that says that in things of sadness there will be an advantage. Okay? פירוש שיהיה זה יתרון ומעלה מזה. That means that, that there will be some kind of a value, of a benefit, right, from sadness. הנה אדרבה מלשון זה למשל שהעצם מצד עצמו אין בו מעלה. So from the pasuk it tells us בכל עצב יהיה מותר, right? So sadness will bring about something of value. That's what it says. That means that sadness itself is not of value. That's what it's saying here. רק שיגיע ולא ממנו איזה יתרון. And so what was the something of value that will come after the sadness? והיינו השמחה האמיתית בהשם אלוקיו. Real happiness, simcha, and authentic simcha in Hashem, our God. הבא אחר העצב האמיתי. And that simcha comes after that authentic sadness. לעתים מזומנים על אהובותיו במר נפשו ולב נשבר. So you make special times to look at things that I'm doing, that you look at things that I'm not doing right. Usually you do that during Shema She'al Amita, right, before going to sleep, right? So you set certain times and you say, okay, I went through today. These things I did okay. I planned to learn Tanya this morning. I'm doing that right now, okay, and etc., right? But then there are things that I'm not doing right? Things that I should do better, that I could do better, that I could improve on, things that I could add, do better, right? So things that I'm not doing right, and if there are transgressions in there, then should feel sorry about it, should feel sad about it, right? And that sorrow and sadness, that is what breaks the iron curtain that separates between me and Hashem for my transgressions, right? Your transgressions are what separate between us, right? There's nothing separating Hashem from us on his part. Only on my part. כמו שכתוב בזוהר על פסוק רוח נשבר ולב נשבר. So it says in the Zohar, a broken spirit and a broken heart. Right? So you say, wait a minute. So a broken spirit, a broken heart, is that what I'm supposed to do? We just said happiness is the way to beat the Yetzer, right? Well, we said this is only for specific times when we plan to do this. So we initiate these times, and I have to reiterate here that I've received lots of advice from the Hasidic Gaon, Rabbi Mendel Wechter, right? And he said many times that this type of work of ruach nishbar, lev nishbar, of being sad about transgressions does not entirely belong to our generation. We should be focused more on bringing about the joy of being with Hashem, doing the mitzvot, with every mitzvah, just being happy. The fact that I'm able to learn Tanya this morning, huge joy. Just being able to do this, it's a huge reason to be happy and joyful, right? And that is when it is written that you shall hear sason and simcha, the joy and simcha, right? And so why? Hashiva li sason ishecha v'och nidra v'gomer. וזהו טעם הפשוט לתיקון האריזה, לומר מזמור זה אחר תיקון חצות. So there's this mizmor where we talk about תשמיעני ששון שמחה, השיבה לי ששון אישך, right? So you shall make me understand how to be really happy and jolly, right? And return to me the joy of your redemption, right? And your kind spirit, right? So why is it said after Tikkun Chatzot? Because during Tikkun Chatzot you cry and you're sad about the destruction of the temple, right? But then you've transitioned from crying about the destruction of the temple to learning Torah. Well, you learn Torah, you're in oneness, like we said, in this unique oneness with Hashem, right? So kodem alimut kelimot b'simcha amitית b'Hashem. So before you go to learn Torah, you say this mizmor so that you can have the real joy of being with Hashem. Haba achar ha'etzev, after this sadness. Sheyesh l'simcha zo yitron ki yitron ha'or haba min ha'choshech. And this simcha has a value, has an advantage, like the advantage of a light that comes out of darkness. We say the darkness illuminates, right? How can that be? מן החושך דווקא. כמו שכתוב בזוהר על פסוק, וראיתי שיש יתרון לחוכמה מן הסכלות, כיתרון האור מן החושך. Okay, so because the truth is that we should remain in sadness, right? We should remain in sadness because the Galut is still here. Beit HaMikdash is not built, right? But what do? We go and learn Torah, and we do it with simcha. That's a light that comes out of the darkness of Galut, right? Out of living in the darkness, we go and do something with simcha, authentic simcha of being with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Learning His Torah is being with Him, like we learned earlier. So that's right. That's like the darkness now. Us down here in the Galut, in the darkness, sending light. It's called Or Chozer back. עיין שם ודאי למשכיל, ומקרא מלא דיבר הכתוב, תחת השואבת השם אלוקיך בשמחה וגומר, ונודע לכל פירוש האריזה על פסוק זה. So the last bit of Tanya that we have for this day is that the Ari Zal, right? He says something that's phenomenal. He said, you went and you did everything that you were asked to do. You observed all 613 commandments. You did everything you were supposed to do. Everything is by the book. But you didn't do it with simcha. You were not happy while you were doing it. You were grunting, like, oh, I need to do this. Now I got to wake up early in the morning. Now I got to do Shema Shalamita. Now I got to do this. You didn't do it with simcha. The pasuk continues with terrible punishments, and he says you're going to get all these punishments. That's what the Ari says, and the Ari HaKadosh says. Why? You accepted Hashem's kingdom. You did what the king asked for, but you didn't do it while you're happy, right? So the answer is, imagine that a king has two sons or two servants. It doesn't matter. It's the same. We are both his children and his servants, right? So, and one son is always, the king says, oh, I need you to do this. And I say, oh, gladly, I'll go do it. No problem. And the other says, okay, what do you want today, father? Okay. So the king says, okay, just go do it. Go away. And the son that's happy, how are you today? The father is going to be more interested. The truth is that Hashem wants us a relationship of joy and happiness. He wants from us a relationship of joy and happiness. And the supposed punishments are not things that are not things that are because oh, you don't behave nicely, I'm going to punish you. That's not it. Because they're supposed to lead us into the place where we find that happiness and that joy and that joyfulness, where we see, this king is so great, he's so good, I just realized it, right? That's what that's supposed to lead us to. Okay. So the Alter Rebbe says, this is where we started. This is a great advice that everyone should know. Do everything with simcha. So that's the daily Tanya portion for the 20th of Shevat, for a simple year, a short year. Lots of success in Parnasa to Arbel ben Mazal, a refuah shlema to Mazal bat Rachel, and have a great day, and let's do everything with simcha today. And the rest of the year from this point forward.